God's grace on me, even when I lived unfaithfully, even when I moved impatiently, even when I act ungracefully, even when I sin tenaciously. Out of them things don't make believe. I done slid off from heinous scenes, now spreading off from shaking demons. And I'm writing balls as a God's legion, making haters skin crawl legion.
And then confess and make him Lord and Savior over your life. What does that mean? Jesus, it's you. It's all of you. I surrender all to you. You're in control of my life. I'll do whatever it is you tell me to do, whether I look like a fool, whether I want to or not. So many times I've had to look and tell the Lord, for your glory, I'll do anything. You got me down here in Atlanta looking like Boo Boo the Foo, but for your glory, anything. And so once you confess and make him Lord over your life, you acknowledge that you will do anything for him. I just recently, since I was fussing, we were laughing recently, just brought it up about her missing Sunday because I rededicated my life to Christ. Myself, several others, my mentor, and some others at the church that I look up to. We rededicated our lives to Christ in this new season. And so me having been originally having given my life to Christ at 6, I rededicated my life several times, and I won't say necessarily for several different reasons, but mainly for the same reason, that I need to come back to him, that I need to denounce sin, that I need to profess Christ and endeavor to live a sinless life. And so if you admit, believe, and confess today that Jesus Christ is Lord of your life, you're saved. Ain't no magic tricks, baby. It is what it is, that part. And guess what? Because it's real. And I'm going to let it play. The angels in heaven are rejoicing. That's what the Bible says. The angels in heaven are rejoicing. And so if for no other reason, this is the part right here why we asking you to share. If for no other reason, this part right here, if you say you love the Lord, this is our mission. This is our outcry. This is our battle. Every day you wake up, before you put on your makeup, say a little prayer for the world, for the sheep, for the lost sheep. That is what we're supposed to do. So I'm glad that we were able to get this in, my friends. And we will pray at the end and get connected. Y'all see my bishop on here, Victor Cousins. Go to his page. You can go to his Instagram page. We got the church information on there. Y'all see one of the church numbers on the back on the thing. Y'all already know what it is. There's lots of leaders everywhere, but the Bible says try the Spirit by the Spirit and see if it's of God. Make sure you get in a Bible preaching church. I mean, go straight to the Bible. Straight to the Bible. If they ain't preaching Bible, run for your life. Okay, if they ain't professing and pointing you to Jesus Christ and him crucified, run.
You're making some serious moments. You're making me laugh.
Run for your life. Run. Okay, listen, that part. Okay, if you, as a matter of fact, if you go in the church, like you actually walk in the church, and you walks out the church to sing, run. Run for your life. Run for your life. So serious, that part. Okay, as long as y'all heard me, hey, I'm cool. I get a star, Jesus, something. That part. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Light on you. That's what's gonna happen.
I just want some crystals in my mansion in heaven and all that good stuff. Even though for real, I told the Lord, I really just want to be an angel. I just want to come back down here and swoop up some stuff, fix some stuff, and go back. All that good stuff. But back to you, Boo. That was a long pause for you to get your emotions and the rest of your story and your life together. You're welcome.
I know, right?
You're welcome.
Yeah. But
That
yeah,
part.
it was just, I was tired. I was tired of going through. Family issues, relationship issues, the problems with my children, the problems with friends. It was I was just going through. I felt like there was nobody there for me. The friends that I did have, it was like they were nowhere to where to be found. It was just like everything was just like something was really missing. So it was like it's like when you just get tired, and this time it was to the point where I was tired, but like 10 D's behind it. I was tired.
What does that feel like? What does that sound like? Because, whew, that's a major part of it.
Crying for no reason. I wasn't happy. I wasn't smiling. I was just in the house. I just was just not. I wasn't who I thought I was trying to become. Who I thought who I thought I reached before. And it was like, okay, I'm back in this dark place, but this time it's worse. Like, why is it, I feel like it's supposed to get better, and then it's getting worse. So it's got to the point where I just like, you know what? I can't do this no more. I'm tired. I'm tired of being abused. I'm tired. And then at that final straw, we had got into, me and who I was with, we had got into it one day to the point where he slapped fire out of me. That was the first time ever a man put his hands on me. Like, ever. And when I mean he slapped fire out of me, he slapped fire out of me. So I called my mom and told her what had happened. And you know what she said to me?
Which one of your mamas?
My real mom.
Okay.
She said, well, what did you do? What the heck you mean? What did I do? I'm crying and telling you, this man has put his hands on me. And you said, what did you do?
Do you see my nose flare? You see my nose? You see my nose? I hate that question.
What did you do? What you mean? I'm telling you, that means get your butt over here, come and see what happened, take care of this and do something to him. I'm calling people. People ain't answering my calls. And I call her. She asked me, but what did you do?
Please don't ask that question.
I hung up the phone. I said, that's it. I'm that's it. I'm done. I can't no more.
Can you tag me in? Mom asked me that after I left her dog. It's like that question, and I throw these in there, my experiences for learning experiences. When you encounter someone in a domestic violence situation, that is the worst thing. There is absolutely, positively nothing that anybody else can say or do to make somebody else put their hands on them as if they a piece of property.
Well, let me back this up. I'm sorry.
That part, y'all said I ain't been in therapy in a couple of weeks. So.
I asked him a question. And he was eating a burger. He literally threw the burger at my face. Like, literally a whole Rally's burger. He threw it at my face.
Oh, I'm going to pay $1 for this. Oh, hell no.
Then he slapped me.
Oh, hell no. What? So you got Rally's lettuce on your face?
And mayo. And ketchup. And a big old tomato. All in my face.
See, my heart's pounding. Where's my oils? Bishop, why I got
don't get high off your oils.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because you giving me, I'm having an anxiety attack over here.
But this was like 13, 14 years ago. But like, it was just like, I was like, what the heck? Like, I literally just allowed this to happen, and my face was like so blank, and then I just went crazy, and I literally tried to kill this man. Like, I literally chased him with the knife down the street. Like, I chased him, and then he
like outside.
I chased him outside with the knife down the street,
Tasha.
And if I felt like I didn't run fast enough, I think I was on his back to the point where I launched that dang on knife. I launched it, and and then for some odd reason it hit him, but it stuck. I thought I stabbed him in the back, but it was in his shirt.
First lady, I need a diffuser for this show. I need the diffuser.
I launched that knife so far, it lodged in his shirt.
So you went to Harachika? You did one of these?
Honey, like a dart. I literally, like an axe. You toss it, the thing spins, and it bullseye.
Oh, you put some wind. You put some Holy Ghost.
I got tired of running.
Holy Ghost fire behind
I got tired of running. I was chasing him down the street with this knife. I was chasing him. I said, if you don't get hit by no car, I said, I hope you get hit by a fucking car. And as he was running, I got tired of running. I launched that knife so far, and it said, it stabbed him in the back, then it fell. And he kind of how he kind of arched his back because I'm thinking it happened. Now I just stuck to his shirt and it fell. And he ran, and he ended up running back around the corner because I'm chasing him. So he got back to the house. He jumped in his car, and he couldn't, for some reason, he couldn't get his car. It wouldn't, his gear wouldn't move. I think it was at the time I said, God is really trying to have me do something to you. I just was trying to just end him that day. I was really all the way live homicidal that day. I was ready to take it all. And I did not care if I went to jail. I didn't care about nothing that day.
Okay, because that's where I was going. Like you said, you had a temporary, real moment of insanity. Like, for real. Yeah, you forgot about kids and everything.
I think I had a flashback when I was younger of getting my butt beat to the point where, let me go back.
Trauma.
Let me go back. So on Sunday, my grandma cooked, and I was so mad. She said, "Yeah, I cooked." I said, well, "You make me some cabbage." I asked you to. Yeah, I made you a whole pot of cabbage. I get over there. I look down. I said, "What pot of cabbage you make me? Because this pot of cabbage is gone." So she done made
Well, I hear
chicken.
things like what happened with Kobe Bryant.
Sorry. She done made stuff like cabbage. She done made some macaroni and cheese. She done make some pinto beans. She done make some pork chops. She done make some chicken, fried chicken. I'm like, Granny, you made all this food. You got to be kidding me, right? And so then you put turkey meat in the cabbage. I said, it was like, I'm gonna starve. And so my aunt, the one aunt I said that told me who my mom was, she was sitting on the couch and she was like, I said, she said, I watched the show. I heard what you said. I said, yeah. So yeah, that part. So she was like, and then, no, let me backtrack. I said, well, you like it? She was like, yeah, I actually am proud of you. I'm like, oh, thank you. I thought y'all was gonna be mad at me. I honestly did. So I thought y'all was gonna be mad at me. But
Your real mama?
no, my
Or Triple
aunt,
OG?
the aunt. I was over my Triple
Okay.
OG's house, my grandmother. But my aunt, the one that told me my mom was my mom, she was over there.
And she watched it.
She watched. She was like, she said, I'll be watching it. She was like, she said, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought y'all was gonna be mad at me. You know what I'm saying, for speaking. So I go upstairs into my grandma's house, and my little cousin like got in trouble. And I'm looking like, but her trouble was she was literally standing by my aunt for 5 minutes. I said, please don't tell me that was her punishment. You go back to your room. I said, oh, heck nah. I said, if that was me, I would have been the part of this wall. People would have come over like, hey, nice painting. Nah, that ain't no painting. That just tearing the wall for talking mess. That's what it would have been. And then I remember I was like, yeah, I would have been part of the wall for about 3-4 days. And I finally would have got scraped down off the wall if you got tired of looking at me or some crap. Or I would just get whooping so bad, I used to run. And so she came, I heard her all the way downstairs, like, you remember that time when you got a whooping so bad where you ran out of the bed and said, I don't want to die? I said,
No, I don't want to die.
I literally I was getting a whooping, and I forgot they was tag team whooping me. It was my
Hold on. You said what the heck? What the heck?
I was getting a tag team whooping.
Hold on. I ain't never heard
I was
of
a
this
runner.
before now.
I was a runner because I got tired of getting whoopings. I used to run.
No, we got whipped with 4 belts. We got whipped. Nikki whipped with plastic baseball bats.
Listen, I was a runner.
You said tag team?
I got tag team whooped one day.
No. Say
I did.
abuse. Say abuse.
Listen, I was a runner. I literally jetted out the back door like, no, I don't want no whooping. I'm tired of getting beat up. I ran out the back door. They chased me. My aunt, she caught me by my shirt, snatched me, and my mom, she held me by my shirt. My aunt had the belt. She held me up. And my aunt was whooping my tail. I don't know how I wiggled out that whooping. I got up under the bed and I held onto the box spring. Now I was skinny and short. I got up under that bed. Now you know how much room is from the bed, from the box, from the frame. How I got up under that frame, under that bed, I do not know. I got under that bed and said, I don't want to die. And I held onto the bottom of the frame like, no, I am not getting whooped. My aunt raised that bed up off the frame and whooped me as I was holding on to the bed. I would never forget this.
60 seconds. So she laughing. I'm trying to not laugh. But the reality,
it's funny now, but it's like
because I can imagine you trying to run through and squeeze through and whoop, whoop, whoop. The reality is all y'all Negroes would have been in jail if this was 2020.
But like back then, it was like don't ask, don't tell. And if they did ask, you better not tell.
I know.
So
but just in case folks are still torturing their kids like that, you will go to jail.
But I'm not gonna say I wasn't bad. I was just mischievous.
Back to you were a product of your environment. That part.
But
Go back to the first one if y'all missed the first half of her story.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
I had to get a laugh in. But yes, my mom asked me, like, what did you do? And I was just like, what? Like, is she serious? After I done told her what happened, what I tried to kill this man, all the above, and for you to say, what did you not come over, not console me, not figure out what happened, get him, do something to him, you asked me, what did you do?
That still makes me burn.
It was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired of this. I am tired. I am done with this. Like, you gotta be kidding me when I need you the most right now, because I'm now, mind you, I'm having all these breakdowns still. I'm still crying myself to sleep at night. I'm still questioning myself. I'm still questioning my faith. I'm questioning God. I'm questioning friends. I'm questioning family. I'm questioning every aspect of my life. And for me to be, I felt like I was at my lowest, and I had so much weight like on me. It was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with everybody. I don't. It wasn't to the point where I don't want to turn my back on them. I want to be done. Like I'm gone. I'm tired. If I gotta go through this in my life another 5, 6, 10 years, I don't want to go through this no more. I'm
You were
tired.
thinking, I never want to see them again.
And I don't want to see nobody again because I done got hit on by somebody, and then it's like I'm done. I'm tired. So I basically had a friend give me some pills that I knew should have. I mean, it should have be careful because it's that part, and I took them. And when I took those pills, I don't remember going to sleep. I don't remember none of it. I just basically was gone. I was out, and I just I felt like, and I took them with a shot of alcohol. So I knew that this is supposed to do the thing, and I'm done with life. I'm done with everything. And then I woke up, basically in the hospital. And my first question I looked around and realized I thought I was gone, and I seen people around me. It was like, why am I here? And, it was like, why am I here? Like, I just knew I was dead. I just knew I completed my task. I was done.
What made you consider this person a friend, or why you say this is a friend?
That they gave me the pill.
Yeah.
I just told them I needed something for anxiety.
Okay, so they didn't know you planned the OD. Yeah. You didn't have that conversation with them.
I said, give me a couple of them because I need them for a couple of days.
Okay.
But I knew I was going to take all of them. They didn't know I was going to take all of them.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
You mixed. Okay.
Yeah.
You mixed some opiates with some benzodiazepines.
Made some uppers and
alcohol.
downers and alcohol. Upper, a downer, and a pain pill and alcohol.
And
I had a Percocet. It was a Xanax. And it was like a Seroquel or some crap. But it was for anxiety. It was for the bipolar. It was for pain. I already had some Percocets. Because I had surgery. I just had surgery like a couple months ago. And I don't never take out my medicine. I never do. Because I be feeling like I don't depend on medicine to help me get better when I'm in pain and stuff. So I had a whole bottle still. So I knew and took it with a shot of alcohol. And that should have been it for me. But I already woke up in the hospital. And when I first woke up, I saw this bright light in my face. So at that bright light moment, I'm thinking I was in heaven or I was in here. I didn't know what was going on. And then after all the light just faded, like the light just literally faded away out my face. Like it faded away. And I saw like doctors and people standing around me. I'm chained to this bed. Like I'm like shackled to this bed, restraints to this bed. And I'm feeling I sat up, but I couldn't move. And all thing I can say is I looked around and said, why am I here? And I remember this nurse telling me, like you're here for a reason. Like, obviously, like, you got purpose for some kind of way. Because, honey, what you took, because the bottles were still sitting on my bed, on the floor. They gathered everything up. You shouldn't even be here. I'm looking like hot.
So, like, it wasn't long after you took them that you were gone.
I was passed out.
Okay.
I was passed out, and then I do know after the fact that when I did ask questions, they told me my heart did drop, my oxygen levels was low. They put the ammonia pack under my nose. They was getting no reaction from me, no nothing. So they put me on oxygen all the way to the hospital because they knew they was losing me. But I don't remember nothing. I don't remember anything. I just remember the story was told to me, and I just remember. I was leaving, but for some odd reason, he spared my life again. And it's just like, and at the time I didn't realize it. Like, why do you keep saving me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why do you keep saving me? And I said it back, 3-4 shows ago. Like, I just be feeling like he gave me purpose for a reason, and he keep continuing to give me life because I got a story to tell, and he wants me to help somebody. And if I eventually, if I just basically just spare your life just one more time, then you will basically you would do what I brought you on this earth to do.
60-second praise. You don't know my story. all the things that I've been through. I wish I could sing. See, Mama Carlita, you don't know my pain. Actually, this is Rashid's song. And what I had to go through to get here.
And it was just so, it was like just so much like on my life that I just felt like dang, like why? Like, why do you continue to keep me here? Like, why? Like, and like I said, I was being selfish. I didn't care about family, friends, kids. I didn't care about nothing at that moment. All I wanted to do was be gone. But then when you think back and you look at it like, dang, like, you spared my life again. Like, it's like, what is it? So, you know, I felt like that down spiral that I was going up, that was going down, was just like, okay, well, maybe I'm here for a reason. Maybe he keeps sparing me no matter what I keep going through, no matter what roads I keep going down. He just keep on giving me life. He just keep on giving on. And this is like, I end up getting at the hospital, and I get home and I basically get into my new home. I move into a new home. I moved away from everything and everyone, me and my children. And I want to say I lived there maybe about 8-9 months. And then I got a phone call that someone needed to live with me. And they needed me at that moment. And that first moment in my life, I said, you know what? I don't care where they got to live. I don't care about none of that. I'm not doing nothing. But then, oh well, that ain't my problem. It's all you problem, basically. And then something said, you know what? Like told me, like this voice literally said, don't be that way. Like, let her. She needs you. It was my mom. She called me because she needed to live with me. And my mom and my two brothers came to live with me for like.
Girl, I need a sound for that. You said what? What?
Is that a wrong stand?
Is that the wrong? I think that's the wrong one. We don't want to laugh. We need to do something though. But that's serious. You say, huh? Say what?
She needed to live with me. Oh, you found the right button. She needed to live with me.
You say, huh? Say what? Your biological mama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So how did you get there?
So first I said no ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no spam.
No turkey bacon. Okay.
No, none of that. And it was like, heck nah. But then it's something, right in that split 10 seconds, it was like, do it. She needs you. More than you know. And I literally lived with me for like 9 months. And it was just like, in my own home, I felt like for those 9 months she lived with me, like that was not my house. It was like it was like I didn't have company over there. I didn't do nothing because I felt like I couldn't because I felt like my mama lived with me. Like, ew. It was like I didn't have a home on my own because she lived there. I felt like I was walking on eggshells in my own house.
Okay, now why did you feel like you were walking on eggshells in your own house? And this is so important. See, Bishop, this is why we need you here, because some of the things that we've been learning about. Why did you feel like you were an outsider in your own house?
Because I felt like I gave my home to them, but it was more so of everybody had a place. I had a big enough house. Everybody had a place, but to be in and room to be in. But I felt like I was in that space again when I was in 7th, 8th, and 8th grade, where I used to come home and people's in your house, and the only person you want to see is the people who live here, not extra bodies. And it was more so of I used to come home and my brother's friends were over there, and they was just like, it was like a party, like it was their friends and their friends and their friends. I'm like, when I come through my door from work, I don't want to see y'all faces. I want to see the people who live here faces, not your friends, not because my kids knew no company till I get home. I don't want to see your friend's face in your face when I get home unless they were here before I left. If they weren't here before I left, I don't want to see nobody's face. But I felt like that little girl again, being in the 7th, 8th grade, that I come home to everybody else in my house but who's supposed to be here.
Did you feel intimidated?
I didn't feel intimidated. I felt like I don't think intimidated was the right word. I think I just felt closed in. Like, this ain't my house. It's y'all's, and I'm just here paying the bills. And it was like, it was just, I felt like I said, I felt like I was in the trap house again. it was no moments. Like I was like somebody on my. I'm like, oh heck no, get out my move. I ain't no lounging in here. It was those moments. Like,
So you were back to the place of trauma. At this point, okay, so trauma brings on its own life by itself. So now, okay, you feel like a guest in your own home, and emotionally, because of that trauma, it's taking you back to elementary days. So how are you physically, mentally, spiritually? Where are you at? Are you cognitive of your mental health at this point?
Yes, because at the time I was still getting help. I was still going. I was in therapy.
Amen.
People don't know that I literally in therapy. Lord knows I wasn't even supposed to be working, but I said I ain't about to let this stuff stop me from working, because they had me to the point where they didn't want me working. They wanted me unemployable. I still went to work. I was on like 4 different medications. I was literally taking them, and it was some days I didn't want to go to work. It was some days I didn't want to do nothing but stay in my room all day, but I had to go to work. I had to, and that was going to work was get out this house from all y'all. Like I need to get out this house. So I already picked up hours where I had to pick up hours. It was days I didn't even come home because I was doing 24-hour shifts. I did not want to be in my own home because I felt like I was coming home to chaos. Like I don't want to be here. Like if it ain't just my kids, it was to the point where my kids were getting like closed in. They were mad because they felt like their space was invaded. And it was like it was just like it wasn't right. So, I got to the point where I started having another breakdown.
Now, back us up before you go to the other breakdown, because when did you start therapy? How did that come about?
Because of the last suicide attempt.
Okay, so where did they force you to do therapy, or?
Well, actually, I had to stay in the hospital for like 7 days. I was on the 7th floor south of Miami Valley Hospital for 7 days.
Okay.
I was on that floor for 7 days.
So you started therapy while you were there.
I started therapy while I was there. So they wanted me to continue therapy, and as I continued therapy, I came home still going to therapy, still seeing my psychologist. It was to the point where I had a caseworker who's come to my house every Wednesday, just to talk or just to come over, and they put my kids in this program. It was through a kids choice program where basically every year that I was in counseling, basically they gave us my kids like $300 a piece in gift cards every Christmas or whoever's birthday it was. It was to make sure they was cool, and as long as I kept coming to therapy, they was earning money and earning gift certificates and stuff. It was a program they had.
Okay.
So it was like an incentive to stay in therapy. And so I was in therapy. I was on Seroquel. I was on lithium. I was on Latuda. I was on this other hydroxyzine. It's anxiety medication. I was like on 4 different medications, and I was they gave me Valium, but it was like I just was like on everything, and it was like I'm like zombified, but I'm going to work dragging. But it was to the point where when I'm feeling all these different emotions, the medicine wasn't helping no more. I think that my emotions took over the medication. Like it was just blocking everything. I think my emotional chemistry was more powerful than this medication.
The trauma was more powerful.
It was all my thoughts start coming back. All those different emotions start coming back. All those different oh my God, here we go again, was all coming back. And it was just like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So I end up getting quiet in my own home, and I'm not speaking to people, and end up not want to do just nothing but just go to work, come home, go in my room, shut my door, and just not speak to nobody. Like nobody for like, and I did that for months. Didn't speak to no one. My kids would come speak to me. I didn't want to be bothered by my kids. I felt myself shutting everybody off, even my children. I was shutting everybody off again. I didn't realize it, but I found myself going back to that dark place. And then to the point where I started calling off of work. And then I started not going to work, and I just quit my job because I was tired.
When you say dark place, help us break that down for me.
I was getting depressed again.
Okay, but because in my experience, been depressed, also been in that dark place. There's a difference.
Being depressed
There's a major
and being
difference.
in a dark place at the same time, because I felt like, okay, I tried this thing. I tried to acceptance.
Hey, Nikki.
But it was more so because I felt like I owed her something.
You feel
why-
like you owed your mama something?
That's why I felt bad about, everything. I was taking on her burdens. So, and when I was realizing, like, you know what, why am I doing this to myself? It was just,
We need a
I
sound for that one because that's major.
I didn't do this. You did this to me. So when I was feeling like you did this to me, it was more so of, I got depressed again. I got in that dark place. And that dark place was leading me. That dark place was leading me to basically shutting myself in my room, calling off of work, or just staying gone. Like if I couldn't, it was like I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to be here once again. So, oh my God.
Okay, so
Here we go.
and I want to pause here because I just want to help people understand because, again, and all that getting understanding. Nikki says the dark place is where all hope feels gone. Yes, Nikki, help us out. Give us some examples of what you mean by that dark place. And I'm thinking depression, it can be, you can be function like there are functioning alcoholics. You have your alcoholics and then you have your functioning alcoholics. Granted, we all in the same boat together. However, some of us are able to cope more than others. I feel like there's a level there with the depression. There's some depression where you don't open the blinds, or you don't want to go out with your friends. You want to stay home and watch TV and things of that nature. But then there's a depression where you don't get out of the bed. You do not comb your hair. You do not brush your teeth. You do not eat food. You do not answer your phone. You do not attend to any of your obligations, including your children. Mm-hmm. Can I get some amens? And some, you do not communicate with the God of your understanding. I'm talking about a dark place. Like you literally feel like you are in hell on earth. And generally, some people reach out before they get to that point. Now, I have my counselor hat on, but a lot of times people are already in that dark place as well. If and when they do, or they're literally, when they reach out to you, that's the next step. And your response can alter whether they go deep down into a pit, into a really dark place, or whether they start to pull back and like Bishop T.D. Jakes says, and not go all the way to the basement. That's a different level. I remember being in a dark place. Shout out to my cousin CC Sierra, and the Lord sent her over there. And I mean, I was literally in a dark place, door open, didn't care. Anybody could have came in, robbed me. I mean, door wide open, screen door, everything. In a fetal position, wishing I had and in my thought process, I was crying out, I believe, to God, because people were judging me for smoking weed and things of that nature and going through what I was going through at the time. And all I was thinking is that I wanted if I had some coke, I would have took that, which the Lord didn't let me. Or if I had a gun, I would have took that. So just the dark place, I just want you all to understand that it's literally a actual dark place.
Right. And it was just more so, like I said, it was A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. It was all the above. And I was basically there again. I found myself back to that place that I was in therapy for. So
what was your thought? What was your initial thought when you realized you were back in the dark place?
It was like, why do you keep doing this to me? And at this point, I was getting ready to turn my back on God, because I felt like somebody playing with me. Like somebody is playing with me. Like, are you saving me? Or are you trying to kill me? You know what I'm saying? It was like, what is going on in my life? Like, why do I keep going through these different detours in my life? Why do I keep being at a halt? Why do I feel like I keep getting shot and stabbed at the same time and stumped on and jumped? Why am I getting beat up on? I'm like 4 people beating on me. That's what I feel like.
Say gang rapes. Literally.
I just feel like I was getting just screwed over all over again. So I went to therapy one day, and she said, "Are you have suicidal thoughts?" I said, "Yes."
You told her?
Yes.
That's a big deal. Did you know what could happen?
No.
Oh, okay.
And as we talking, and as she's talking and she's getting me to talk, I'm having a breakdown where I'm boo-hoo crying. And I found myself rocking back and forth as I'm talking to her, and I'm shaking. All of a sudden, I see these people come in the room. These two men to come and get me. I thought they was coming just to talk to her or something. They came in that room.
Excuse me.
And I said,
What you mean? Like she just pushed the button? She didn't even leave?
no,
or
she
nothing?
made a phone call and said something. She gave some numbers. I didn't know what those codes. I think it was L737. It was two numbers. Like 37, 711. It was something. I do not remember.
Oh, heck no. She just right in front of your face.
She picked up the phone and said something. And I'm like, and she's okay. And she took up the phone and she get me to talking. And then I was just talking. And then all of a sudden, as I'm shaking and I'm having this breakdown, these men come in and they're right behind her. The police come in the room and right behind her, here comes the ambulance. I'm like,
So you ain't even get to finish your story.
oh, she let me finish.
Oh.
Cause she picked the phone again and said basically she was ready
Oh,
for them to come get me.
even though we thank God for her. We do thank God for her. Yeah, I was already counseling by the time I got to that point. See, sometimes it's not good to be smart because I used to try to outsmart the counselors. That's why I thank God for my counselor now because that
Now,
is not happening.
I was being totally honest. Yes.
Amen.
I feel like
Say be totally honest in therapy.
Yes, I am. But I'm not thinking because I'm feeling like this she was gonna call someone. I thought she was gonna talk about it, help me out, and I think she was gonna call the peoples on me. She called them peoples on me, and they came and
She
got
called
me.
the pop.
And I was like, When they came, I said, I can't go to no hospital. Y'all can't make me go to no hospital. My kids get out of school at 3:00. I gotta leave this appointment, go pick up my kids. Who gonna pick up my kids? Who gonna do this? Who gonna do that? I was thinking about my
my
kids.
God,
I'm coming
Jesus.
to talk to you. You trying to commit me. And so it was like just to tell you how I was feeling, not for me to go somewhere. So they took me to Kettering. And I go to the hospital and they are like being real compatible with me and real just rude. I'm cussing these people out. I'm letting them have it. Like, I don't want to be here. All I did was told that wench. And I'm literally calling her every day. And I'm going
Oh,
off.
God.
I'm going off. Like, I just told this wench. Only thing I said was I was having these thoughts. I didn't say I wanted to do it. I don't got to be here. I got to pick up my kids in 45 minutes. You get off the bus. Who gonna let them in? Y'all got me. I was literally going off. And I was saying, here come another person came in that room and gave me this nice little shot.
Oh, heck, nah, not the shot. Oh, not the shot. And your ass, I almost did it. You went, dum, 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 dum.
I don't remember.
I know my family wish they had a shot for me, boy, the emergency shot.
And I was fighting them before the shot. And all of a sudden, they held me down, gave me the shot. And I said, what is y'all trying to give me? And it's just to calm you down. Nah. I went to sleep. I woke up in another room. It wasn't the hospital room. When I woke up, I went to sleep. I remember cussing somebody out in the hospital room. I woke up in a place. Cause I looked up, I looked left, I looked right. It was a girl in a wooden twin bed next to me in this room I was in, and it was like this big old room with two beds in it. Me and somebody else. I looked up and said, "Where the heck am I at?" I thought maybe I was home. I was in a bed. Nah, I was at Kettering Behavioral at the mental place again. They took me there. I didn't even know I was there. I said, I want to go home. I want to go home. And it was like, you can't go home. It's a mandatory 72 hours. And depending on your behavior, it might be 5 days. But if you don't calm down, you're going to be here longer. I'm like, And I'm thinking, I got to get my kids. And they got off the bus. I'm still saying the same ranting. They said, man, we know what time it is. It's the next day. It is like 8 o'clock the next day. Now, mind you, it was like 2 o'clock the afternoon when I was ranting and raving. It was 8 o'clock the morning the next day that I woke up.
Thinking you 5 minutes later.
I'm thinking it was about a couple hours. Because it was daylight still. So I thought it was the same day. Nah, it was a whole nother day.
So you was out like a light. Hey, like a light.
It was a whole nother day. And
Like
I was in a facility.
I have a confession on that note. I won't say who. But one of my dearly beloveds, they gave me something. I was manic and I was out of town. And it's, just take this. Honey, I woke up 18 hours later. On vacation.
Like SpongeBob,
18 hours later. Like, I woke up like, it's the next day, like the night of the next day. Like, what the hell did you give me, Felicia Bonquisha? Say read the labels and know what you're taking before you take it.
They gave me Ativan in the shot. I asked what they gave me. So what did y'all give me that for me to believe that? She said, we gave you some Ativan because you wouldn't calm down.
Dang,
you were
how
being
much
combative.
Ativan they gave you?
I don't know. I just know.
Dang,
I
you was
woke up
out.
8 o'clock that morning. It was daylight again, so I thought it was the same day.
Okay, that part.
So I'm going off on everybody in this mental place. So, ma'am, if you don't calm down, you're going to be here longer. It's just 72 hours, and once you after that, you can go home. Nah, it was 3 to 5 days you in that place, depending on your behavior. And I stayed the whole 5 days in this place, and I kept saying this: I want to go home. I want to go home. I was screaming, I want to go home. I'm going off. But ma'am, if you don't calm down, you're never going to go home. So it's like just. I'm like, what is, it's like, I want to go home. So I said, okay, put your manipulative cap on. I know what to do.
Oh, not the manipulative cap. Oh, Lord.
This girl taught me how to take my medicine without taking my medicine. I should shoot it back and turn it head and spin, put it under my leg until they out the room. I'm not taking this medicine. I ain't doing none of that. I want to go home. I want to go home. And I'm in, so they took me from that room to the other part of the hospital because they felt like I didn't need to be in the room with nobody. I had to be by myself.
They took you all the way over because they didn't want you
In the room with nobody because I was basically
coercing with no. They didn't want you coming up with no more plans.
No, it wasn't no plans. I was going off, and they said this person was trying to get better, and they thought put me in this room. I was basically just 3 days be in this room with this other person, and I'll be okay. No, they put me in a room down the hall by myself, and I was in a room by myself for the remainder of the days because I wouldn't calm down. I wouldn't stop yelling at people and cuss people out. So they felt the people that was transitioning to leave, I'm disturbing them. So I had to go down to the lonely part of the hospital.
Okay.
And so,
And
yeah.
let me just chime in on that one because my godmother sent me and somebody else to the ward before. It's a very real place to be in the psychiatric ward, and there are definitely different sides of the hospital and different things going on. People in very different, very real places, very real torture. It's really real. Like, we was in there. Oh, it was Melinda. Shout out to Melinda. Me and Melinda. And I was kind of like, granted, thank God that day, because I was on a mission to pray for one of our sisters, was, hearing the spirit. But if I wasn't, I probably would have ran out of there. Like, oh,
If I could, I probably would have.
Bye, see ya. Wouldn't want to be. Just walking up, just being in the hallway of a psychiatric ward is.
Well, I can't say each time I went, didn't
The
know I was there.
forces are real. Let me just say that. The forces are very real. You can feel 1,001. When the Bible says one can take out 1,000, two can take, you can feel that there are entities upon entities, that there are multiple hundreds of spirits, if not thousands. You can feel them when
Well, on the safe side, I wasn't walked up nowhere. Every time I got to these places, I always woke up to these places. So I was drugged up before I think if I was literally walking, I probably would have beat that cop up. I probably would have beat everybody if they had to literally physically see them dragging me to a mental place. I probably been in jail, like literally. I don't know what could happen.
Amen. Nikki said, thanks for being open and informative. Amen. For real. For real.
Yeah, so
God
it was.
bless you.
So it was.
We love you, boo.
It was just like, what the heck? So I ended up getting out the hospital. And, okay, I forgot to part this part. At the time when I was in the hospital, I ended up meeting this guy. Before the mental breakdown happened, I ended up meeting somebody. And I was with them for like a year almost when this happened. And so I lied to him and told him I was in the hospital I lied to him about what hospital I was really in. So he never knew I was in this mental hospital. He just thought I was in hospital because I didn't feel good. And I knew he didn't do hospital, so I knew he wasn't going to come and see me. Mm-hmm. So, and I had my cell phone because I snuck it. I had my cell phone with me. They never checked me for my phone.
Okay.
So I always had my phone the whole time. So,
okay.
Yeah, I had my phone the whole time.
So you was making it do what it do.
Texting, phone calls, everything. I had my phone the whole time. They never checked me for my phone or nothing. And I had it the whole time.
Note to professionals. do your job. Look, do your whole job.
So I had my cell phone the whole entire time. They never checked me for it.
Okay, things happen and that's serious. That's not even a point to be funny at. professionals, we have to thoroughly do our job every time because things happen. Like, and I say that because somebody else would have made a phone call and would have had some drugs brought in. I've seen it, done it, heard it all before. Literally, some of my own patients, and it's like, man, if whoever was on duty that day would have did their job. That part is serious. I'm hitting everybody. If I come down your lane, good. Shoot me an email if you don't like what I got to say. That part.
Basically.
Amen.
So I literally
Shoot me an email if you do too.
So I
Okay, go
literally lied to him about where I was, texting him every day, just something I was in the hospital. But I didn't want no visitors, XYZ. And then when I get home, I'll let you know. It's Friday's in hospital. I got literally the 5th day. I seen the doctor. They felt I was okay. I played the game like I was supposed to, be manipulative, and they let me go home. I'm home. Hey, it was like, but back on medications and stuff. And as I got home, and I want to say they finally left my house. They moved out, and it was just me and my children again, and then the guy I was seeing. And for those that, when he came in my life, it was like bye-bye medicine. It was like I didn't need no medicine no more. I stopped taking medicine because even though he was there for me, he was talking to me, he was like there. He was an ear to listen. He showed me things that I was looking for, not knowing that years down the line it was basically he was toxic as I don't know what. But it wasn't a at the time I didn't know it was a bad toxic. It was basically you was around me. It was you can't do this, you can't do that, but it was a more so I felt I was respecting my man. You can't do this, can't do that. Well, I gotta be home by a certain time, y'all. I can't do this. I gotta do that because I felt like I was respecting my man. I felt I was older now. I felt like this are things you're supposed to do, when you're in a relationship with somebody.
You was being a whole wife fee.
Yeah.
That you thought. Mm-hmm. To a verbally, at this point, we're just dealing with verbal.
It was manipulative verbal. So it was, and I can explain that he was being
controlling, witchcraft.
Controlling.
Say y'all need to get in on the next class Bishop teach.
Controlling, but I didn't realize it was being controlling. I just felt it was what I was supposed to do as a woman with my man.
Okay, because you wanted to please this man. You love this man.
Yeah.
Got you.
And like I said, it lasted 7 years.
Wait, let me back my. What we driving today? What we driving?
I guess my Range Rover today.
Lake Show,
the black
baby.
one.
I'm gonna go ahead and drive I'm gonna get my big body Cadillac since we going to the game tonight. Let me just tell y'all, in Atlanta, that's how they pull up all the black Cadillacs. Okay, in front of the game. When I say you loved him, mind you, back in your Range Rover today, what color?
It's black, girl. Black.
Say black on black. Back in your black Range Rover today, that part. Backing it up, you loved him under your definition of love based off the love that you received.
And from my grandfather. He reminded me of my grandfather so much. It was the blunt speaking. It was the tell me like it is speaking. It was the upfront speaking. So when I mean I didn't really, being my father and being my man, it kind of almost coincide with each other because he was the same as my grandfather, and that's why I attached myself to him so quickly. But not understanding that being my daddy and being, as girls say, they daddy, that's what it was.
Look,
and it was
hey daddy, hey daddy.
It was that. It was like he was being like he was almost like he was a replica of my grandfather. And that's why I respected him so much. So I felt like my grandfather taught me when you get a man, when you have a man, you do these things X, Y, Z. Because it reminded me of my grandfather so much, I did X, Y, Z for him, but not knowing it was a controlling aspect of it. It was don't want me out and about. Don't want me hanging around certain people because this person ain't no good for you. This person not that good for you. They don't mean you no well. They was not really your friend. No, it was because you didn't want me out because 7 years later, I didn't know you was out here cheating on me and messing with a whole bunch of different women. So I did not know all these things. But, I'm thinking I was being a good woman. I was being, I was doing what I was supposed to do as a woman. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, but I didn't take no more medicine no more because of him. It was like none of that. So I can give him that credit that he taught me so much, and in those 7 years of being with him, he gave me thick skin. I mean, so thick where I felt like those mental thoughts were gone because he taught me to be. He toughened me up for relationships, for family, but I can't. Even though he was not good as far as a relationship goes, he taught me the word no. Because I was always telling people yes, 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 yes. He taught me to tell them no. No, I can't give you no money. No, you can't come stay with me. No, I can't help you. No, no, no. And it felt good to say no. And when I was saying no, it was like,
Just say no.
that boy must be having her act this way. I don't like him. Why don't you like him? Why? Because it was basically I was standing up to y'all. Y'all was not bullying me anymore. So I can give him that credit. He basically gave me thick, tough skin to deal with them, to tell them no. And anybody else around me, no. If you can't just be my mom, you can't be my aunt, you can't be my friend, you can't be my cousin, you can't be, then guess what? Don't be around me. Period, point blank. Don't talk to me. And I was happy. I was happy with that feeling that he gave me, and that step stool he gave me. I was happy, and that's why I felt like, you could tell me no different. I was, and then of course, I'm happy again. I'm taking trips. I'm out of here. I'm here. I'm there. He doing this for me, doing that for me, and it was like I just felt like this is where I need. This was love. This was it for me. But then, all the true signs and all the red flags that people was telling me, like, girl, you sure he ain't putting his hands on you? I'm like, no. Like, why every time we tell you, you look at the time, oh, it's 1 o'clock, girl, I gotta get out of here, I gotta go home. Nah, because I felt like I didn't want to hear his mouth. If you shut him up, you don't hear his mouth, we're not gonna argue. It's gonna be peaceful. I'm gonna go home and wake up the next day while y'all single out here. I got a man at home.
Ooh. No, did she just do us? Did she just? Did she just? Okay.
You don't put the labels on them buttons.
I think I meant to hit all of them. Did you just? Okay.
I was feeling like I got a man at home. Y'all single, so y'all can't tell me nothing. When y'all get a man, then y'all can tell me how to act. Other than that, y'all can't tell me. I gotta get home to my man. I gotta go.
Because I was definitely in that
you
rah-rah crowd.
You was in that rah-rah crowd.
Yeah, I was definitely in the rah-rah crowd.
Like, can you breathe? Can you get from under? No.
Now, granted, I was in the rah-rah crowd because I had been where you were twice before. I
didn't see none of that.
Right.
I didn't see nothing.
Right.
Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. He was right. Y'all was wrong. Back up off me. If you don't like it, then don't talk to me.
Let me ask you this. Since it's real, it's raw, and it's relevant. Was you blinded by the D? What is that song where it say some of you would do for the D? Call off of work for the D.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yes.
You was all over.
I was all the above and back
for that.
Yep, sure was. Get a D in here and clap.
Shout out to the.
I was
to all the married women. That part.
I think I fell in love with that before I fell in love with him. I'm being honest.
No, and I need you to be honest and point that out. I'm pulling this out of you for a reason, because all my single ladies, hey, because it's real. You get attached to that soul tie, and you think that you are in love, head over heels. And really, your spirit is attached to this person's spirit, regardless, because y'all done had sex and but
it was, like I said, it was more than just the sex, though. It was just because you reminded me of my grandfather. You was everything my grandfather was, but he was my grandfather because he basically was. I felt like my grandfather was a man. So you showed me the same replica. You basically let me back my truck up. Mm-hmm. I prayed for this man. This is who I asked for. I wanted somebody like my grandfather. I wanted a man in my life just like him. I wanted the stability. I wanted the man. I wanted I wanted the man to be able to take control of me, because I felt like every man that I was with, I was manipulative to them. I got away with so much. I wanted somebody to be able to just say no. It ain't always your way. I got everything I asked for, not knowing it was a toxic situation that he was giving me. God said, okay, you asked for this. Oh, I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to give it to you.
That's a real
happened.
That is a real hard place.
I prayed for it. I got what I prayed for.
Say be careful what you pray for.
Yes. I'm going to give it to you.
Be careful what you pray for.
Let's see what you do with this. I'm going to give you exactly what you asked me for. I prayed for that man.
When you go back and look at it, do you feel like your prayer was?
He was everything on my checklist. Everything.
Okay, well then, not your prayer was your checklist.
It was my checklist.
Your checklist would say, you know,
was
what,
my
give me
checklist.
some that you know what was that.
It was my
that
checklist. It was my checklist, honey.
Because a lot of us, a lot of times, especially women with unresolved issues with trauma, even me, when I was younger, I would date dope boys. Why? Because my daddy was a dope boy. So it's
went
like
back to what I knew.
It's something so magical about these raggedy dope boys. However, thank God we grew up. Hey, Shonda.
I was want some more.
Ain't nobody going to jail dying for your broke behind.
But at the time, I didn't care about all that. I just know he had stability. He took care of me. If my kids needed something, they got it. It was like I didn't want for nothing. I took the trip, and everybody, all my friends, jealous again. You always in Miami. You always here. You always there. You always doing. You got this purse. You got these shoes. You got these clothes. It's like, okay. I was loving it.
You was famous for catching flights, not feelings. You is notorious.
I had feelings too.
Okay, well, for this one, look, okay, I'm talking about catching flights. How you doing? I ain't mad at you though. I thank God I ain't never been jealous of you though. I just wanted some of your.
You went on my stuff, and you said you just
want the stuff you don't use.
But I did use it. I might have to fill the dust off.
I used to be mad. I used to be bad.
You used to throw scriptures at me like.
I did. Oh, say that religious
spirit. What's good
for
a prophet of gain world and lose his whole soul? About a purse? Like, are you serious?
Using the Bible to manipulate people.
And I'm like, you still ain't getting it.
That's witchcraft.
You still ain't getting it.
Thank God I denounced that spirit.
I said, you still ain't getting it.
Changed my life. And Bishop is teaching us. I'm serious. Y'all sign up for the next class.
And so it was just so much more of it was just like I felt everybody was jealous of me. That's what I thought. Not knowing they were saying, hey, girl, like, this ain't right. Like, you. But what y'all was saying to me didn't matter because I got what I asked for. This is everything on my checklist. I got it. So what y'all talking about, ain't y'all doing this, do this. It don't matter.
Well, see, and then look on the outside looking in. And Nikki, if you're still watching, maybe you can chime in too if you were around during that season. But what I remember a lot of times was just seeing fear over you. Was seeing fear. And for me, it was like, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. That's not love. What are you scared for? Like, even if you were going to be late, it would be like, baby, I'm running late. I'm with the girls. I'm on my way. Like, to me, that's healthy. Now, granted, we didn't have healthy examples of what healthy looks like. I think we had, one or two, Apostle Marl, Bishop Marl, from the outside looking in, what we thought was healthy. A relationship, but we didn't have a lot. My mom and Jimmy, from the outside, it looked healthy. You know what I'm saying? Dad, shout out to my dad, rest in peace, greatest man alive. I feel you, and what I wanted to chime in, and I'm gonna shut up so you can finish. I guess we're gonna have to have a part 3 to your story.
We about there.
We got to stop at 5. We got 15 minutes, and we got to pray.
We about there.
Mm-hmm. She'll be back next week. Before you come, Keisha, we just going to let her finish up in case she has something else to say. I promise these folks I'm getting out of here on time today. I'm holding myself accountable. Y'all shout out to Miss Diva. I sent y'all last week. But I wanted to point out the fact that, and because I don't want to rush through any of your testimony.
No, you're not.
But the father, we just, as women that have gone through trauma, we look for the man that looked like our father. Now, if your father was not the man to look up to, you generally go back to that same place, that same person, and sometimes that part of that trauma, that abandonment, that neglect, wanting to love, wanting to have that original love. Again, we still do this. Going back there is not necessarily a blessing. Sometimes it's a curse because a lot of us didn't have great fathers in our lives. Back to you, boo.
Yeah, so it was just like, and when you say the fear, like, to me, I didn't feel it was fear. Like I said, once again, I felt it was me respecting my man. Like, okay, you ain't got no man, so you can't tell me nothing. It was like, y'all can't tell me what to do. I gotta be home by a certain time. I gotta respect that because I don't want to hear his mouth.
Right, and we sure didn't have no man. We sure didn't have one that was balling. Okay, so it was like, after we said what we said, it was like, all right then, girl, I get it. Bye, see you later. Just bring me back a purse or a t-shirt or something.
I'm out.
Well, like, you sure he ain't laying hands on you? Because I was crazy.
Yeah,
I'll pull down.
I was like, no. Because he wasn't. He never ever like put his hands on me. But when he was angry with me, he said like, B, didn't I say da? And I'm like, well, it wasn't like that. It was like this. And I was explaining myself. I felt myself explaining myself, but humbling myself. So I thought at the same time of respecting him. If I was wrong, I was wrong.
Grace on me. I got God's grace on me. Yeah. Grace on me. I got God's grace on me.